Now you all know that Protea recently received some tweaks on her abilities. Her grenade fans have become stronger with the increase in duration and double damage for the shrapnel vortex grenade. Her blaze artillery has now become usable because of the increase in duration and doubled damage multiplier. While her temporal anchor has become is now a good safety net because of the initial 3 seconds invulnerability. It looks good in paper, but how do these changes translate in real scenario? Well, I wouldn't title this video as ridiculously good if the changes were bad. Because of these tweaks, Protea is actually more fun to play with right now. I did a casual grind with her, just to test how well her abilities are right now, and I was really amazed at the results. When Shrapnel Vortex and Blaze Artillery are paired together, these abilities can shred enemy health fast. While both Temporal Anchor and Shield Satellites will ensure that you will survive even high-level enemies. The shield gating of your first ability, and as well as the invulnerability of Temporal Anchor, can be used as a tactical advantage to get out on sticky situations. Lastly, her dispensary ability stayed the same, and is one of the best abilities when it comes to long endurance runs. The energy orbs it gives out will ensure you will have enough energy always to cast your abilities, which in fact is the main focus of this build, making Protea as a fun caster frame who doesn't need any weapon to kill enemies. All it takes are her abilities to destroy everything standing in her path. Before I show you the build, take note that I tuned this mod setup to my own playstyle. This is a versatile build which you can take in almost all missions that you can possibly think of, and I always make sure that it doesn't have enough firepower, but also decent survivability. It's a min-max build, and some may don't like it, so I advise you to just make this guide as a reference on formulating your own build. However, please give me a chance to explain why I decided to equip a mod before you start judging. Right now, Protea scales well with duration mods in my honest opinion. With 226% duration, not only that you have a decent duration on your first and third ability, but you'll also make your blaze artillery a lot better. Damage isn't the only mod needed by this ability. It needs to be active for a longer period so it can reach an insane amount of damage multiplier. In most cases, single blaze artillery can reach a max of 20 times damage multiplier with this mod setup. With narrow-minded equipped, we need some range to make both grenade fan and blaze artillery effective, but not to the point that we equip overextended, because we also need a decent amount of power strength on our build. With both stretch and auger reach, my first ability will have a 5.45 meters radius, which is sufficient for frontal crowd control and damage source at the same time. It also gives blaze artillery 32 meters range, which is enough in most cases. Just remember this, blaze artillery only have a 130-degree firing arc, which means that you must not deploy it blindly. Instead, deploy it facing the enemies as it will only cover frontal attacks. Moving along, I did not go with the usual 175% efficiency even knowing that I'm creating a caster build for Protea, simply because dispensary can take care of my energy problem. It's wise to have Arcane Energize on your setup, as it's perfect with the third ability. Also, Arcane Eruption works wonder with dispensary. At max rank, you will have a guaranteed knockdown proc every time you gather an energy orb from your dispensary. And mind you, the knockdown is about 30 meters wide, adding crowd control to your setup, which translates to better survivability. Transient fortitude along with growing power will give more damage to vortex shrapnel, and as well as to Protea's blaze artillery. It can also give extra pickup chance to your third ability, and better implosion damage to your temporal anchor. But honestly, I'm only using temporal anchor at high level for two purposes: crowd control and survivability. The guaranteed blast proc will knock down nearby enemies, while the 3 seconds invulnerability is pretty handy for survivability. Not only the invisibility frame, but the temporal anchor itself. I highly advise that you anchor yourself in a safe spot, unreachable by any enemies, so you will not get killed after receiving intense damage. By the way, growing power won't when you are using the slash-based grenade of your first ability. I don't know if it's intended, but it's wise to use a weapon that can do this job. The last piece of mode on my build is Vitality. I did invest in health to counter those enemies that bypass my shields, namely the Toxic Eximus. I can generate constant and reliable shields with my shield satellite, and I find adding more shield mod on the build overkill. The overshield that my first ability generates is enough for shield gating purposes. Other details like every 4th ability cast received a bonus power strength are minor details, and can be seen on my Protea first impression video. I advise you to check it out if you have some time, but for now, go try this build for Protea. Please give this video a thumbs up if you find it informative, and also, subscribe if you want to see more content from us. Lastly, I'm humbly asking for your support on our official Facebook page. I would appreciate it if you like and follow our page, as I'm trying to get at least 5,000 people to like it. I was hoping that you could help me achieve this goal. Link to the official Facebook fan page is on the pinned comment below, along with a few social media outlets that you might also want to check out. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video. Squad Leader signing off.